Graduated high school, got my first job, and was ready.
What's up, Mr. Box? I was making a video, but it cut off. So I'm just gonna post one of these, then I'll make up and post three other videos of spooky, scary videos. So I hope y'all enjoy this. I know I got some Mexico and Philippines and uh, and out there, and I know I got a lot of United States people. I don't know what time it is for none of y'all. I don't know, but so like. Y'all in the morning, I do not watch this before night. But and but anyways, sit back, relax, grab some snacks. And first video.
For life to really begin. My high school buddies and I were still very close since we all lived in the same area. We kept our weekend shenanigans for as long as we could, until sometime in our early 20s when we all parted ways. Some of those memories we made really have a special place in my heart, but there's one incident that will rest in my memory in the most unsettling way. It was early October of 2014, and my friends and I were really excited for all of the fun we would get into during the Halloween season. There were tons of parties, haunted houses, as well as bonfires throughout the season. One night, me and two friends and their girlfriends were looking for something spooky to get into. It was myself, my buddy James, his girlfriend Morgan, and Trevor and his girlfriend Allison. I was the single guy of the group, and it never really bothered me to be the fifth wheel when hanging out with them. Trevor mentioned this old cemetery in our town that we were all familiar with. The cemetery was really creepy since there was an Indian burial ground smack in the middle of it. Our plan was to use one of those stupid ghost hunting apps, drink beer, smoke some pot, and just hang out and maybe see if something creepy would happen if we were lucky. When we arrived, there were no lights in the cemetery, and it was very dark. The cemetery was closed and gated, so we had to jump a fence to get in. I led the way with my iPhone flashlight since the other two guys were comforting their scared girlfriends. We were having a good time until Allison swore that she saw someone. We all thought she was full of it, but she swore there was a person in the woods. This really creeped me out, but I didn't let it bother me. I was young and overly confident in my ability to kick someone's ass if placed in a bad situation, so I played the tough guy. Don't worry, Allison. If there's someone actually out there, trust me, they don't want to mess with us, and I'll make damn sure of it, I said with a smirk. After a few minutes of ghost hunting, we all then heard a cough come from the top of the burial ground. It was hard to see up there since it was dark, and a big tree stood right on top of it. I wanted to be the hard ass of the group, so I had started walking close to it. "Hello?" I said as I started to walk up the hill. I heard and saw nothing, so I started to turn around. Then as I was heading back to my group of friends, we all heard the sound of an acoustic guitar playing. We all froze in silence and listened. We started to follow the music and we could hear the man singing a song about a skeleton. The lyrics were something like, "Poor skeleton, I've waited for you. Poor skeleton, I'll take you home." The girls were far behind as they refused to go anywhere near the music. Trevor stood back with them as James and I went to go see who would be playing music in a cemetery this late at night. We hid behind a tree as we watched a skinny middle-aged man with a fedora play a song. He was alone, and it seemed like he thought he was the only one in the cemetery. He then stopped playing and then just stared at the tree where we were hiding. He was alone.
Skinny old man with a guitar. You walking up to him? Or you going to ask my black people? My black people is going to go to Hohn. Home. Black
and it seems like he thought he was the only one in the cemetery.
You gotta go home if you see that. I would quite how to do something, but you gotta go home if you see that. Promise you, bro.
He then stopped playing and then just stared at the tree where
Bro. See that guy? Look at you. Papa, I'm running. I'm out. I'm not staying. Second, because my black stuff out there for another second. Anyways, you're not gonna catch my black stuff out there. Oh, you're welcome. We catch him. Haymakers if I see this guy. Catch him. Straight
we're
haymakers.
hiding. I decided not to startle the guy, so I stepped from behind the tree. Hey man, I heard your music and I wanted to get a listen. Sounds good, I said as he just continued to stare at us. We were just ghost hunting and having some beer. We hope you don't mind, I said to him. The man just sat there still as a statue and just stared at us. I still get chills whenever I think of him just sitting there in the pure darkness right next to a grave. You couldn't see his face since the fedora mostly covered it. We began walking back to the girls and Trevor when we then heard the man then say, "Yeah, sure." James and I just stood there. When we turned around, he was in the same spot but standing. "What was that?" James said. The man started running towards us, and in an instant reaction, we ran off.
I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. Yeah, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want to see a track star. They get some ball all night. I want to get out of there, chat. You're not taking me sticking around.
The rest of our friends saw us running and thought we were just messing around. "Let's go. We have to go," I said. "He's coming after us." Trevor and the girls just laughed and made jokes. They thought we were kidding until they then saw him appear from the darkness. "This is my cemetery," the man said. "You think you belong here? You think you can laugh and make fun of me?" We stood there frozen in fear. "You better stay the hell away from us, man," I told him. He then ran straight towards us as I held my fist up ready to hit him. He came really close to us, then jetted to the right straight into the woods. He just kept going until we couldn't see him. The five of us ran to the fence and then left. The next day, I asked my mom if she knew of anyone who owned that cemetery, and she said that the owners are usually there during the week just cutting the grass, and I should report what happened to them. Trevor and I went by a few days later and got to speak with the groundskeeper. We told him what happened, and he told us that we shouldn't be going to the old cemetery after hours. He lectured us for a short while, then addressed the concern that we had about the man. He told us they've caught all kinds of strange activity going on there at night. He said the most common are Satanists that come from the city at night and try performing odd rituals at the cemetery. He told us that he suspects the man to be a local who lives with his parents. He described the guy as an oddball who likes to walk around the cemetery during the day with no business being there. His description of the man was also pretty spot on from what I could remember seeing. I still to this day have not found out who that man might have been, but knowing now what I already know, I will never return to that cemetery at night.
Clap it up. That was a crazy video. Oh man. But I'll see y'all obviously not more today, but just look out for my channel for more videos like this, like this, every Sunday. And some more today because those 3 videos didn't work out. So with that being said, peace out. See you in the next video. Boxy box. Peace. Boxy.